This discussion addresses a critical aspect of health and independence as individuals age: the maintenance of safe and confident ambulation. For many individuals over the age of 60, a single unexpected fall can precipitate a cascade of detrimental outcomes, extending far beyond transient physical injury. Such incidents frequently necessitate prolonged periods of recovery, potentially leading to a significant diminution of personal autonomy and an increased reliance on care systems. The societal and economic burden of falls among older adults is substantial, with healthcare costs in many developed nations running into billions annually, encompassing emergency services, hospitalizations, rehabilitation, and long-term care. The encouraging news, however, is that a substantial proportion of falls are preventable through the adoption of specific, mindful adjustments to one's walking habits. This analysis will detail 7 fundamental walking principles endorsed by physical therapists, geriatric specialists, and public health experts, designed to enhance stability and reduce fall risk. These strategies do not necessitate specialized footwear, expensive equipment, or even departure from one's residence. Rather, they represent subtle yet impactful adjustments that can be integrated into daily routines immediately. The first principle focuses on Wise&Well, head position awareness. Most individuals rarely consider the precise orientation of their head during ambulation, yet the head functions as the primary steering mechanism for the body. Its alignment dictates the posture of the shoulders, back, and hips. A persistent downward gaze, while seemingly a protective measure to observe footing, inadvertently contributes to a forward collapse of posture. Over time, this shifts the body's center of gravity anteriorly, compromising balance and diminishing gait stability. While the understandable impulse is to scrutinize the immediate ground, this habit paradoxically elevates the risk of falling. The resulting rounded shoulders, curved back, and forward lean displace the center of gravity, making one more susceptible to stumbling. Moreover, an exclusive focus on the immediate foreground prevents the anticipation of hazards 10 to 15 feet ahead, rendering small irregularities like pavement cracks or low steps unexpectedly perilous. To optimize head position, physical therapists frequently advocate for the Wise&Well 20-80 rule. This guideline suggests that 80% of the time, the head and eyes should maintain a forward gaze, directing attention approximately 10 to 15 feet in front. The remaining 20% of the time should involve only brief downward glances, utilizing ocular movement rather than head flexion, to confirm immediate foot placement. This approach ensures awareness of the walking path without compromising overall postural alignment. Initial adoption of this habit may feel unaccustomed due to established behavioral patterns, but consistent practice will lead to a straighter posture, more balanced steps, and an elevated sense of confidence in diverse environments, from a living room to a grocery aisle. The second critical habit pertains to an arm swing rhythm. While ambulation is predominantly associated with lower limb mechanics, the arms perform a vital role as natural stabilizers. The human gait cycle inherently involves reciprocal arm swing. As the right leg advances, the left arm swings forward in synchrony, and vice versa. This innate cross-body coordination, established during early childhood motor development, acts as an unconscious counter-rotational force, contributing significantly to dynamic stability. However, with advancing age, this natural arm swing often diminishes. Factors such as arthritic changes, shoulder stiffness, or habitual behaviors like consistently carrying bags, leaning on assistive devices, or keeping hands in pockets can impede free arm movement. Furthermore, the psychological impact of fall apprehension frequently leads to muscular tension and a compensatory stiffening of the upper body, effectively nullifying the arm's natural balancing function. Reinstating a natural arm swing requires conscious awareness rather than strenuous effort. During ambulation, the elbow should maintain a soft, unfixed flexion, allowing the arms to swing gently and naturally at the sides. These movements need not be exaggerated. Subtle, relaxed oscillations are sufficient. Even unilateral arm swing offers greater stability than complete immobility of both limbs. For practice, standing in a secure location and marching gently in place, allowing the arms to move reciprocally with the leg movements, can help reestablish this rhythm. Counting steps can aid in confirming rhythmic symmetry. Over time, this seemingly minor adjustment contributes to a smoother gait, enhanced balance, and reduced muscular tension. The third point focuses on heel-toe walking. The precise manner in which the foot interacts with the ground profoundly impacts balance and safety. A common, often unconscious adaptation observed in many older adults is a deviation from the natural heel-to-toe gait cycle. Instead of a fluid roll through each step, individuals may commence placing the entire foot flatly or even initiating contact with the toes. While this might subjectively feel more secure in the moment, it demonstrably elevates the risk of stumbling. The biomechanically optimal walking pattern involves initial heel strike, followed by a smooth transfer of weight across the longitudinal arch of the foot, culminating in a propulsive push-off from the toes into the subsequent stride. This heel roll toe sequence functions as an inherent shock absorption mechanism, preserving joint health, maintaining optimal body alignment, and facilitating a consistently smooth and steady gait. Disrupting this natural pattern by shuffling or flat-footed stepping shortens the stride, diminishes lower limb muscle activation, and significantly increases the likelihood of tripping over minor floor irregularities, such as rugs, door thresholds, or uneven surfaces. The subtlety of this gait alteration means it often goes unnoticed by the individual. Nevertheless, the body's neuromuscular memory can be reactivated. A simple rehabilitative approach involves practicing slow, deliberate ambulation in a safe, unobstructed home environment. Conscious attention should be directed to ensuring the heel makes initial contact, followed by the progressive roll of the foot. This movement should be natural, not exaggerated. Practicing barefoot on soft surfaces like carpet can provide enhanced proprioceptive feedback, aiding in the reestablishment of the heel-to-toe motion. While initial attempts may feel awkward after years of altered gait, consistent, mindful practice can restore stronger, smoother, and safer steps. The fourth principle concerns stride length. Small steps. The dimension of one's steps directly influences balance control. In youth, longer strides felt efficient and natural. However, with age, these extended strides can become counterproductive. When the leading foot extends excessively far ahead of the body, the center of gravity shifts posteriorly, placing increased mechanical stress on the hips and knees. This positional shift also diminishes immediate control, making individuals more vulnerable to unexpected events like slippery surfaces or sudden loss of equilibrium. Conversely, shorter, more controlled steps help maintain the body's weight centrally, ensuring the feet remain beneath the torso, where stability and strength are maximized. Reduced stride length enhances reaction time, enabling quicker self-correction in the event of a trip or slip. Furthermore, it encourages proper foot lift, mitigating the risk of toe dragging on carpets or uneven pavements. For individuals utilizing canes or walkers, smaller steps facilitate smoother progression, preventing compensatory pulling or destabilization. Implementing this adjustment is straightforward. One can measure their typical step count over a fixed distance or time, then repeat the exercise with intentionally shorter, slightly quicker steps. An increase in step count indicates a shorter stride and improved centering of weight. While initially feeling like baby steps, the body rapidly adapts. Practicing in familiar, secure environments, such as a hallway or kitchen, with a focus on light, centered, and steady steps, will embed this new habit, resulting in a sensation of greater control and fluidity in ambulation. This adaptation prioritizes safety and stability over speed or distance covered. Point 5 emphasizes core strength, core confidence. While strong legs and steady feet are often perceived as the primary components of balance, foundational stability originates from the body's core musculature. The muscles encompassing the abdomen, lower back, and hips function as a structural base, akin to a building's foundation. A weakened core compromises this foundation, leading to a pervasive sense of instability, manifesting as leaning on furniture, unsteadiness upon standing, or premature fatigue during ambulation. This often represents a gradual, insidious decline in core strength over time. The encouraging aspect is that core strengthening does not necessitate specialized gym equipment or intensive regimens. Consistent engagement in small, targeted movements can yield substantial improvements. Consider the case of Mary, an 82-year-old who experienced an increasing frequency of falls at home. A physical therapist identified her core weakness as the primary contributing factor, rather than issues with her lower limbs. Her prescribed regimen included only 2 simple exercises: briefly lifting 1 foot an inch off the floor while standing near a sturdy chair for 5 seconds, alternating sides, and gently drawing her navel towards her spine for a few seconds while performing routine activities like brushing her teeth. Within weeks, Mary reported a noticeable improvement in her steadiness and a renewed sense of bodily support. These exercises, involving isometric contractions of the deep core muscles, such as the transversus abdominis and multifidus, enhance spinal stability and proprioception, the body's awareness of its position in space. Integrating these minimal efforts throughout the day builds intrinsic strength, which translates into improved posture, enhanced gait stability, and increased confidence in daily movement. The 6th habit addresses pain, floor awareness, and transitions. A frequently overlooked cause of falls is not significant obstacles, but rather subtle alterations in the walking surface itself. A change in flooring texture, a glossy tile, a doorway threshold, or even a shadow can disrupt balance if not anticipated. As individuals age, a slight reduction in depth perception and reaction time is a normal physiological change. This means the brain may require a fractionally longer interval to register an underfoot change, a delay during which balance can be compromised. The experience of Alan, a 78-year-old who considered himself highly vigilant, illustrates this. He nearly fell in his kitchen after the floor had been recently cleaned and appeared innocuous, yet was unexpectedly slippery. His feet were already in motion before his brain fully registered the slick surface. Following this incident, Alan adopted a novel habit, audibly naming the type of flooring as he transitioned between rooms: tile, carpet, wood. While initially feeling unusual, he found this verbalization provided a crucial momentary warning, allowing his body to pre-adjust. This strategy of verbalizing or mentally noting surface changes activates cognitive processing, enhancing the brain-body coordination necessary for adaptive gait. Furthermore, extreme caution is warranted on shiny floors, where reflections and glare can distort visual cues and impair depth judgment. For individuals wearing bifocal or progressive lenses, particular care is advised when navigating curbs or stairs, as the lens transition can momentarily distort the visual perception of the ground. Another effective tactic is to implement a brief, deliberate pause when transitioning from a brightly lit area to a dim one, or from direct sunlight to shade. This pause allows the eyes sufficient time to physiologically adjust to the altered conditions before continuing a movement. These seemingly minor adjustments, rooted in enhanced environmental scanning and cognitive processing, constitute a significant protective measure against falls. The 7th and final point is using support wisely, not constantly. Many older adults, due to a combination of fear and habit, either excessively rely on environmental fixtures, walls, furniture, or even holding their breath for momentary support, or conversely resist using assistive devices like canes or walkers due to perceived stigma or a feeling of weakness. However, a judicious approach to utilizing support can actively safeguard and extend independence, rather than diminish it. Assistive devices should be conceptualized as a strategic safety net, not a replacement for independent ambulation. Their purpose is to instill confidence and enable continued mobility free from pervasive apprehension. The essence lies in finding a balanced application, avoiding over-reliance while strategically employing support when beneficial. For instance, if unsteadiness is experienced when rising from a bed, positioning a sturdy chair nearby for support during the standing process is a pragmatic safety measure. Maintaining clear pathways and hallways reduces the impulsive need to grasp at furniture. In outdoor settings, a properly fitted cane or walker can be the decisive factor, allowing an individual to remain active and engaged within their community, rather than being confined indoors. The efficacy of these tools hinges on their correct usage. A cane, for example, should be held on the contralateral side to the weaker leg to naturally counterbalance the stride. A walker should advance with measured small steps rather than being pushed too far ahead, which can create a new instability risk. Consulting a physical therapist for even 1 or 2 sessions to learn the proper technique for using assistive devices is an evidence-based recommendation that can significantly enhance safety and efficacy. These tools should be reframed not as indicators of frailty, but as intelligent instruments that empower continued freedom of movement, fostering confidence and mitigating fear-driven avoidance of activity. Even within the home, strategically placed supports such as bathroom grab bars or non-slip mats near sinks offer invaluable peace of mind and contribute to a comprehensive fall prevention strategy. In summary, we have detailed 7 fundamental habits that can profoundly reconfigure one's approach to daily ambulation. Each habit, while seemingly minor in isolation, collectively contributes to a robust enhancement of personal safety, balance, and confidence. We began by understanding the pivotal role of head position in guiding overall body mechanics, followed by an exploration of arm swing as an intrinsic stabilizer. We then analyzed the biomechanical importance of heel-to-toe walking and the enhanced control afforded by shorter, more deliberate steps. The discussion subsequently elucidated the critical contribution of core strength to foundational steadiness and the necessity of heightened floor awareness to anticipate environmental transitions. Finally, we examined the strategic and empowering use of assistive support. These 7 habits share common attributes. They are cost-neutral, require no extensive training periods, and demand no fundamental alteration of personal identity. They represent practical, accessible adjustments that can be immediately integrated into daily life. Every conscious decision to elevate the gaze, activate reciprocal arm swing, or execute a mindful step reinforces a powerful self-affirmation. The capacity for controlled movement persists, and the journey forward continues. We invite you to reflect on which of these habits resonated most profoundly or which you intend to integrate into your routine this week. Your insights and experiences shared in the comments section can serve as an invaluable source of encouragement and practical guidance for others navigating similar challenges. Should this information prove beneficial, we encourage its dissemination through likes, subscriptions, and sharing with relevant contacts, underscoring the universal possibility of safer, steadier ambulation. Thank you for your engagement with this critical topic. Remember, the most confident and secure steps often lie ahead.